Hi guys, welcome to my video. Happy Christmas. It's actually Christmas Day here in the UK. It is 22:11, so it's very nearly over. I would have done my video about an hour ago had I not fallen asleep. I was up early again and excuse me, which is just making a coffee, so I'll have a coffee when I'm done recording. I was up early, did a little bit of stitching and made a good decision, which I'll show you in a second. And then slowly people got up, I got breakfast on. We've had a lovely day, really. It's been really quite nice. A lovely dinner. It was really tasty, really good. And I've just pootled. I've actually done some stitching a little bit, and yeah. So first thing I can show you that I've done for today, I have finished 6 of my bags. Because I'm back to doing this. The whip go numbers have been called for January, and I've pulled out my prompts, but I haven't looked. I haven't looked yet, so I've forgotten to bring them up, but I'm gonna show you what my projects are for January in a minute. Right, so this is the bag I finished here. These zips here, these external zips, are super pretty. Yeah, just a pack from Amazon. I just put in I think these are 12-inch zips. Put in 12-inch zips into Amazon, and they were there, and I bought them because they were super pretty, these pretty zips, and I've just used them up here. So that one there is my favorite, with the wading birds there. And I finished a 2 batik one, which I joined the vinyl on. That's a very pretty batik. And this one here, which is quite a nice pretty, just too flowery. And then I've got absolutely gorgeous this one. This is the one with the ferrets, the Christmas ferrets, and I put the red binding on this, and this is jersey binding, which is an absolute nightmare to stitch on because it is stretchy and horrible, but I stitched on. Similarly, these lovely zips were just a pack from Amazon as well. I think these ones were 14 inches, so I've just chopped it down. Very careful stitching on these ones though, because they break your sewing machine needles, so you've got to really be careful as you come down past the zip. And then I did the pair, which are the same but different, of the fabric that I bought from that lovely fabric shop I found. So this is much newer fabric. Those were all fabrics I've had in my stash for years. I bought this fabric very recently. Oh, excuse me, very recently. So it's the two same fabric, different colour there, 2 different colourways, and 2 very different zips. So 6 bags there. I'm going to try and do at least 6 a day, probably a bit more, because I really need them done. So I've got a few more already pinned up with the Wonder Clips, ready to go. As I say, I've just had a little sleep because I was tired. Yeah, stitching wise, so I sat down this morning and did some stitching, and I was looking at this yellow snow in Joe's garage, and the more I looked at it, and I thought, this just all the others have got white snow, what's wrong with this one? And then I looked at the key and I realised that the yellow snow, I was expecting it to be snow, so I stitched it in the nearest to the white colour. Very similar to the symbol it should have been. I stitched it in the wrong colour. It should have been grey. It should be tarmac. I don't know if you can see. Where's the nearest bit of it? Yeah, here. So I stitched the squiggle. Why is it not focusing on it? I stitched the squiggle in lieu of the little tiny squiggle. So what I stitched, it in, where are we? I stitched it in this off-white ecru here, and it should have been this here, this grey. So what was wrong with that in actual fact was it's tarmac, not snow. And I thought that's really weird. All my other Christmas villages have got snow. And then I looked at the picture and clear as day it says Spring Series. It's one of the Main Street Spring Series from 2016. So the tree has got green leaves on it, and this isn't white. There isn't white in it. This isn't white snow like the others. That is blue sky. Problem. So Joe's garage is spring. It's not winter at all. It doesn't fit. It's not the same. So the last two I started, I've got a problem with both of them. One is a standalone and in a completely different size. The tree farm is a completely different size, and we're talking nearly 10 stitches different on 14 count, and which makes it quite a lot bigger. And the other one is from a completely different series. So I've made a good decision. I have decided, because it's mine, that I'm going to make this 12, the Mill Hills 12. So I'm going to frog out, and I have started here. I'm going to frog out these two and make it a 12 rather than a 14. What's going on here? Well, I've stuck my needle through it. That's what's going on. Because the others are all buildings. They're all the same. They're all from the Christmas series, different years. And that one's too big. That one, this one here, is too big. Although it is absolutely lovely, it's too big. And this one is from a completely different series and doesn't really belong with the winter houses. So I am going to concentrate and finish the 12 in a 12, which will give me the margin on the side so that I can get it professionally framed, and then that'll be lovely. So there's a good decision made. Right, tonight, after Richard's kids got picked up and went off, I actually pulled out my Modern Folk embroidery, and I've put in about 120 stitches so far. And what I'm going to do is I'm counting up here currently. This count here is correct. I have a mistake somewhere in here. So I've come down to here. I've double checked with the pattern that the placement here is good, because I don't want to carry a counting mistake down. So I'm checking my placement is good here, and I'm going to do kind of the outline in this darker colour of what I need to do here. And then I'll bring this line down, and then I'll fudge in, because my mistake is in this pale, my mistake's in here. So I'll do all of this, but this is at like 35%, and my goal for Whip Go is 50%. So it's about 7,000 stitches. So any I do on this before it gets called for Whip Go will help me out. I'm not going to start my Whip Go pieces until January the 1st, but there it is. Oh, excuse me, yawning. I just had a little sleep, probably about 3/4 of an hour. I meant to record 3/4 of an hour ago. I've forgotten to bring up loads of things. I'm just going to go and get all my things that I need to show you, and I will be back. Right, that's better. I've got the things I'm bringing to show you. What I forgot to bring up was my Christmas present from my parents, which I was obviously about to show you and then realised I'd left downstairs. So about once a year I give my parents one of my cross stitch, and they take it down to the framing shop and get it framed. And this year, because it'll match in really nicely with the living room, I gave them quilts. which is a long dog sampler. It's got museum glass on it, but it's still very reflecty. So it's got glass on it, and it is beautifully much brighter than this. I stitched quilts in the first long dog sampler. Did I just say that? I stitched it in the first 16.5 days of lockdown in 2020, and it's been framed in this beautiful pale wood with a lovely cream mat, and the guy has done an astonishingly good job. It is super even. Look, the stretching, it is absolutely dead straight. I've looked at it really carefully. He has stretched it superbly, considering that is a straight border. It's beautifully done. I'm over the moon with it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to put it up tomorrow. I'm going to take a lovely clear picture of it with its colours really shining. Quilts is a really, really good long dog. It's one of the only very colourful ones that I've done. I did do a colour conversion because I literally used the colours I had that were pretty close. And I stitched it on 32 count by the looks of things. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. It was amazing to do. And that is my quilts. That's my Christmas present from my parents, is a professionally framed piece, and I give them a big piece. And I'm so pleased with it, but it's the one that matches the colours in the living room perfectly. So it's going up in the living room tomorrow. And I thought I would bring up my pictures from Maddie. This is my, I told you Maddie had been painting constellations, and one of the ones she hadn't stitched was Orion. Now, I love Orion constellation. Wherever you are in the world, you can see him. And I always give him a wee nod wherever I've been in the world. As soon as Orion's up, the first time I see him, I always give him a little nod and say good evening to him, and I always have. I probably always will. My kids think I'm insane. I used to do it when I was at sea at night, and it was always very, very easy to spot him, and very easy to, I used to have to take a bearing at night of a star to work out the compass variation, because I was a dinosaur. I was at sea when we still worked out the magnetic variation for wherever we were in the world twice a day, and where we actually still took sights, I was taught to use a sextant, so as a navigator. So back in the good old days, we're talking we're talking 30 years ago now, 30 years next year, that I was started my career and was taught all the old-fashioned ways. It's all different now because everything's digital. Anyway, Orion is my favourite. Long story short, he's mine. So Maddie did me Orion, and what she's done, of course, because she is utterly obsessed with Gladiator. He is a gladiator. Look at him. He is absolutely marvellous. So I've got, there's my Orion. There he is. So she did me Orion. And for Richard, she stitched Catus Major and Catus Barbatus, which is a constellation I knew nothing of, but look who she stitched. Look who she's painted. We've got Sid and we've got Nancy. Aren't they outstanding? Aren't they outstanding? So we've got Sid and Nancy, and that's very much Maddie's style. So I was absolutely amazed by those, and that's the sort of thing that for Maddie's other little constellations I would love to turn into small, and I'm talking her little ones that are literally 2 by 3 inches. They're literally that size, done on little cards that size. I would turn them into a full coverage about that size. So about an A5, a UK A5 size. But I think that size would be beautiful. but these are special. My Orion and the two cats, aren't they marvellous? So I brought up my prompts. So called for January, and everybody playing Whipgo will know this, it's not a secret, is number 20 and it's number 11, and I have two. So I haven't looked at the back of these pieces of cards, so I'm going to now. Number 11, my first prompt is 4,000 stitches into Sea Beacon. Marvellous. I'm pleased with that. And the other one is, oh wow, finish a little bit of magic. Emma Congdon. A finish? A January finish? Hopefully. So I'm already thrilled with those. That's a full coverage and a non-full coverage. And for 20, I've got two Emma Congdons. All kinds of amazing, slated for a finish. And the other number 20 is, wow, the Better to See You With. 4,500 stitches into that. Crikey. So, oh wow, that's brilliant. So I've got 8,500 stitches into two full coverages, and finish, so randomly it's come up my two Emma Congdons. So those are my 20s and my 11s. So those are my January projects, and this is how this is going to work. And when I put my, what I'm going to do is get the bags finished. That's why I need to get these bags finished, because if I get the bags finished, I can, oh sorry, I was putting something on the shelf below. I will film my whip parade, and as I film my whip parade, I will show you the project, I will show you the prompt, so the goal for it for the next year, and then I will put the goals, so my two 20s, I will put them in the drawer, and I will put the giveaway in and then shut the drawer, and then I will put the project away in a project bag. So I'm going to do all my Whipgo filling as my whip parade as one process, and then I'll show you all the whips that haven't made Whipgo, of which there might be around about 10. So I'm going to do, I'll show you Treasure Hunt Bookshelf, because he's going to be an ongoing, obviously, even though I haven't stitched on him at all this month. Well, just that tiny little bit this month. And then I'm going to do my 48 Whipgo pieces, because 13s, I can't remember if I've actually used 13 or not. I can't remember. There might be prompts of 13s, there might not. I can't remember. We'll find out. And then I'll show you those 40, at least 48, perhaps 50 projects, and then I will show you everything else that hasn't made the cut. And that will be my whip parade, which I'm going to film hopefully on the 31st. I'm off on the 31st. It's I love just being off on New Year's Eve, because I've worked Christmas Eve, so I can have New Year's Eve off. And I've asked for New Year's Eve off so I can film my whip parade on New Year's Eve. Oh yeah, I like New Year's Eve. Oh yeah, we love to celebrate it. No, I'm going to film my whip parade. And that's some words that did not fall out of my mouth while I was saying that I would like to be off that day. Right guys, I am going to do my draw now for the bag here. I'm going to do my draw for this, and I'm going to get all of these sorted out tomorrow. And by all of these sorted out tomorrow, I mean I'm going to sort out what I've got left over. I'm going to sort out all the giveaways that I've heard from, I think, almost everybody who I've drawn so far, which is wonderful. I'm going to get everything packaged up, ready to go, and I'm going to list on eBay all the leftover pieces, and I will decide what I'm doing with that tomorrow. So I will leave a link in the description box of this video of my eBay shopfront. a link to me on eBay, but it won't be when this video goes up. It'll be at some time tomorrow. So if you're watching me now at some point and you think, oh, I'll have a little look, it'll be, have a look in a couple of days, and everything that I've got left over will be listed. And actually it seems really nice to sell on eBay because I'm not paying a single fee. So 100%, I'm getting 100% of the postage, so I can pay the postage without it coming out of my pocket, and 100% of the item, I'm getting the money for that too. So good on eBay at the moment, being promotional and not having any seller fees. That's wonderful. But I'm going to do the dip now, and I'm going to pop it up on the screen. I'll be right back. Right, I've just done my video there. I'm going to pop it up here, and I thought I'd already copied the link, but it turns out I had copied the link for the description box. So I've just gone and done it properly. Took an extra minute or two, and you can see the winner has come out as June Jones. I think it's June Jones 1834 is your YouTube, so I'm pretty sure you're June Jones. June, this little project bag is yours. If you'd like to message me on Instagram, that's the easiest route. My Outlook is good and working now, so you can email me on my Outlook. It's in the description box. But this here is yours, this little bag. So basically, happy Christmas to everybody, and I really hope you've enjoyed my Flossmas for this year. I get into the habit of doing it, and it's been lovely. It's been very straightforward this year. I've had the time I was off, and then we've gone to doing them in the evenings when I've been working and I've been tired and that. So I'm going to have a couple of days off now, guys, it being the 25th today, and I maybe will pop on before the 31st because that's like a week away, and that'll be my whip parade. So we'll see. If I'm super productive and get tons of stitching in between then and now, I might pop on and do a little floss tube. I've got 4 days off, and then I think I've got 2 days in. So I've got the 26th, 27th, 28th off, 29th, 30th. Yes, I'm in for 2 days, and then I'm off on the 31st and off on the 1st. So I might well pop in and do a regular, like a mini regular floss tube between now and New Year's and my whip parade, just to show you what I'm up to this week, because it's quite hard to stop recording once you've got into the habit of recording. It's not like, oh yay, I made it, fantastic, I don't need to do a video anymore. I get, oh, I need to go and do my video. Richard's already said twice to me, are you not doing a video today? And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll just need to have I'm out for half an hour sleeping. It's been a long day. It's been a good day though, I think. Right, guys, I hope everybody has had a lovely Christmas, however you've celebrated. And thank you for all your lovely good wishes. If anyone noticed there, I had 105 comments on yesterday's video, and it was just all of you wishing me a happy Christmas, which was absolutely lovely. Thank you very much for taking the time to comment. I very rarely comment on any YouTube video. Something has to really push my buttons, or something has to really push my buttons for me to make a comment on somebody's video. I watch a lot of floss tube, but because I watch it on my telly while I stitch, I don't comment on people's videos. So, and I don't enter giveaways or anything like that. So I don't leave comments, and I don't know why. I don't know why. But there it is. Guys, I will see you. If I don't see you before the 31st, I'll see you for my whip parade on the 31st, but I'm rather hoping I'll see you before then. I'm going to put in a bit of a funny clip at the end of this one, which is stop motion and filmed over an entire day while I wrapped and packed my advent things. So I'm going to pop that in. It is speeded up quite a bit. It's only a couple of minutes, but if you want to watch it through, you can. I will tack it on to the end of this video. Happy Christmas for now, and I will see you really soon. Thank you so much for joining me on this year's Advent Flossmas journey. Bye bye, guys.